The college football season is almost here and just around the corner. That means it's time to start predicting some games. It's time to start getting hyped up. It's time to start getting ready. But here at Ballard Sports Media, it's time for our New Year's Six preseason bowl predictions. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a video today looking at the New Year's Six bowl predictions here at Ballard Sports Media and what we got going for you this afternoon. All right. So, for those that don't know, the New Year's Six is the Peach Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. Those six bowl games are the six biggest bowl games, and they use two for the college football playoff semifinals each year, and these are the ones which they rotate. You could have the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, the Cotton and Orange Bowl, or the Fiesta and Peach Bowl, which we will get this upcoming season in 2022. So, what do you say we crack it down and let's get after it? Give me 1 second here. All right. First on the list, we're going to look at the Sugar Bowl and what I think will be Texas A&M and Baylor, right? Looking at what these teams could bring to the table this season. I think Texas A&M signing the best class ever, so they say, but don't take it lightly. I do think that last year wasn't a fluke when they beat Alabama. I think this is a team that's on the rise. I don't think they're quite at the playoff level yet, but I do think they're good enough to where they could compete for the SEC championship. I do think they come in second in the West this year behind the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And I think that's the team left out of the playoffs from the SEC, meaning that is the team going to ultimately the All-State Sugar Bowl. As for Baylor, Dave Aranda, I think, is doing a great job in recruiting. Baylor, who could possibly win the Big 12 this year, but other teams in the mix, such as Utah from the Pac-12, Georgia, Bama, possibly Ohio State of the Big Ten. There's a lot of different scenarios and a lot of different teams fighting for the playoff this year. Baylor's one of them. I don't think they'll have enough fight to make it. That's my personal opinion, and that's why I got them landing in the Sugar Bowl from the Big 12. Almost said the Big 10 there. Whew, got to catch myself. Tighten up, Ballard. All right. Moving on to the Rose Bowl, I got USC and Michigan. I like what Michigan did last year. I like Lincoln Riley at USC. I like Caleb Williams, but that's a team where I don't think the stars are going to align. I think, and by the way, I mentioned Caleb Williams started as a freshman last year. He's a sophomore. Jordan Addison, the same, who comes over from Pitt at the receiving position. Give those guys an extra year, and maybe that's a team that can win the Pac-12 and possibly make it into the college football playoff with Lincoln Riley as the head coach, who made it quite a few times with Oklahoma. He just failed to ever win a playoff game, but he could be the guy to get USC back on track, I think. But give them against Michigan, to me, in the Rose Bowl game. As for Michigan, I like what they did last year. They bring a lot of that back. They bring back Kate McNamara, and I believe they bring back Blake Corum at the running back position. They bring back a lot, right? I think they're a sleeper team this year. But much like anybody else, I don't think they're going to win the Big Ten this year. Not because of Michigan, but because of Ohio State. That being said, if they're a runner-up, they could be the team in the Rose Bowl representing the Big Ten. So I think they take a slight step back, even though they did finally beat Ohio State last year and win the Big Ten. I give them credit, but we got to take a step back. We got to give it to Ohio State and the Buckeyes in the Big Ten this year. Up next, the Cotton Bowl, Houston and Utah. So I think these will be two really good teams this year. I think Houston in the American Conference should be the favorite, if not them, Cincinnati. That's a team that's going to the Big 12 pretty soon. And Utah, I like to win the Pac-12. I just don't know if the Pac-12 is going to be strong enough. I don't know about strength of schedule. I don't know about their schedule and resume against Power 5 teams this year and possible top 10 opponents, top 25 opponents. I just don't think Utah's going to have enough of a resume. They could end up going anywhere from 9-3 and probably even 11-1. I like Cam Rising. I do like, Kyle Whittingham. I do, right? So it's just not their year. That's what I'll say. That's all I got. I mean, I don't really know what else to say other than these teams will be good enough for New Year's Six. It's not good enough for the playoff. I just think you have so many teams ahead of them. Moving on to the Orange Bowl featuring Miami and Notre Dame. Oh my gosh, for historic programs, do you not want this matchup? I hope I'm right on this. I don't care if these two teams meet in a non-New Year's Six bowl. I want these teams on the field. I like Miami winning the Coastal this year. I really do. And I like Notre Dame even without Brian Kelly. I do think Marcus Freeman, he's been around. He knows the system. He knows what to do. He's a great recruiter. Had success everywhere he's been. A great defensive mind. Mario Cristobal is set to turn Miami around, although I think it's going to take a couple years to win the ACC and possibly make the college football playoff. I do think Mario Cristobal is that guy. I just think that it's not year one for Mario Cristobal in Miami. So we look at that. I think they're good for a I think they're good enough for a New Year's Six. I want to give shout out to my guy, TikTok Chess All. Go subscribe to him. He said personally on the Unprofessional Sports Show earlier this year that Miami could finally win the ACC. To an extent, I agree, but it doesn't automatically mean a playoff bid. If that were the case, 9 out of 10 times the ACC champion is going to get in like, I mean, seriously. But the ACC champ, usually Clemson gets in the playoffs, but it doesn't mean Miami is going to make the playoffs. Now they could. They very well could. It's a great possibility. I don't think it's going to happen. I also don't think they're going to win the ACC at least year one with Mario Cristobal. I'm sorry, Miami fans. You heard it here. I don't think it's happening this year. It's not the year. Deal with it. All right. Moving on. We have hit the Peach Bowl and Fiesta Bowl semifinals, and we start with the Peach Bowl. I got Alabama and Clemson, right? In the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta, which they played there in the 2008 kickoff game, Chick-fil-A kickoff classic way back when Saban was in his second year. I remember that game. Alabama and Clemson. Now, this is where it comes in. We just talked about Miami in the ACC. Maybe not their year yet. Whose year is it? It's back to Clemson to win the ACC and finally get back to the college football playoff. And I don't say finally like that. It just kind of came out like that. They've been there, done that, of course. But Clemson's not going away. Not at all. No. Alabama is Alabama, right? That's my case for them. But DJ does come back for Clemson. Miles Murphy, Brian Breesy on the defense should be healthy and ready to go. It's Dabo Swinney. And we might laugh at him for how much he complains throughout the offseason. He's still a really good head coach and should get his team back in tip-top shape and ready for something amazing this season. Should run through the ACC like they do. And they should win the ACC. And if that's the case, and they do it in dominant fashion, which I expect them to in some cases, they should be one of the 4 teams. And if I'm being quite honest, I think they probably do get that 4th spot and face Alabama. And the number 1 seed can pick where they play in the playoffs. I think Alabama's going to want to pick Atlanta in the Peach Bowl. So that's why I put them in here. I think that they like playing in Atlanta, that they're used to it, and they like to play in their own backyard for that one. So, but the first semifinal prediction, Alabama and Clemson. Let's see who I got as the other 2 teams. And that will be, oh yeah, Ohio State and Georgia. Do you not want this? Hell yeah. This will be great. You're talking C.J. Stroud versus the defending national champions. And people are voting and picking C.J. Stroud to possibly win the Heisman Trophy this year. Right? It's either going to be him or Bryce Young's going to get a second straight one. I think UGA returns a lot of great talent on offense. I think they got the offense down. Now it's a weird situation because we have been saying about Georgia before they won the Natty, like Kirby Smart's got it figured out on defense. Now he's got to figure out offense and quarterback play. I think it's the opposite for this one season. I think they figured out quarterback play with Stetson Bennett. I think they figured out wide receivers and guys like Kieris Jackson or whoever. And I think that they figured out an offense. Now can they figure out their defense enough, which I do expect that, right? I mean, look, Stetson Bennett is it is a Hollywood type of script in everything he's done. Now, he's not C.J. Stroud, who I mentioned should battle Bryce Young for the Heisman this year, who had 4,000 yards last year, 44 touchdowns, 6 picks. He's legit, and he can lead Ohio State to great heights that they have, I guess you could say, are used to. But for Stetson Bennett, he still has the talent around him. And as long as he has the talent around him, he's going to help lead Georgia to the playoff in the promised land in college football. That's my opinion. And with that being said, folks, you saw the Peach Bowl semifinal was Alabama and Clemson. Here it is, Ohio State and Georgia. That leaves it up to one game, one final matchup. And that is that Alabama will play Ohio State in the national championship at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California next year. That is my prediction. I just, like anybody else, I agree that these will be the 2 most complete teams, right? I expect if offenses, and I understand Georgia with the defense last year, if offenses have really taken over college football, if that is the case, and with quarterback play, and with great receivers, because Ohio State's got guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba, you know, Alabama's got a great tight end, a guy like Cameron Latu or whoever. If offenses have really taken over, man, prepare for a great season for both of these teams, the Buckeyes and the Crimson Tide. That is it for the college football preseason bowl predictions here at Ballard Sports Media. Again, I want to hear from all of you guys as I'm premiering this. I want to hear your thoughts on these games. Do you agree with what I ended up picking? Do you agree with the Natty? Do you agree with Clemson and Alabama? Do you agree with Georgia and Ohio State? I think those are going to be the 4 best teams each of them, well, not each of them, because you got two SEC teams. I think you get Georgia as the runner-up again, but I think this time their trip to the national title game could fall short to the Buckeyes. But I think Clemson runs through the ACC. I think Alabama runs through the SEC. I think the Buckeyes destroy the Big Ten. And I think those are your four playoff teams that get in. And I think that they could all lead themselves to great heights this year in college football. But I would get out of here. I want to hear from you guys about this in the chat as it's premiering. Or maybe you're watching this back. Comment down below what you think. What are your thoughts? What are your New Year's Six preseason bowl predictions? And don't forget to check out the website too, by the way, ballardsports19.wixsite.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Ballard Sports, like the Facebook page, Ballard Sports Media. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime, not even a penny. You can also hit the bell for notifications. You get updates when I go live, when I post new videos. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. He's got a great plan. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media, check it out. Love y'all. Peace.